What is Cobra Craft handmade wands? That is a good question, YouTube. This t-shirt I offer on Teespring is going towards an awesome cause. A lot of my fans have asked me over the years, how much are you selling your wands for? And in order to get my wand company started, it would be greatly appreciated if every fan would give this shirt a jingle, see what you think. I have 2 awesome shirts available on Teespring. Now, the front of this shirt features the Cobra Craft Handmade Wands company logo. That looks sharp as fuck. And then you got the word King Cobra underneath it right there. You got the musical notes and the guitar. The back of it features my mystical, magical symbol with a king cobra wrapped around it. Very, very nice. You could even get it in a coffee mug form if you wanted to. You can't tell me that wouldn't be a badass mug to do drink combinations in. Available on teespring.com. And if you're interested in checking out this awesome fan merch, I'll provide the link in the description box below. There's the front of this one, and the back is the same as the other one. The back has the same design, but the front's a bit different. Now, if you want to check out these awesome shirts, I'll post links in the description box below. Sales of these t-shirts will go towards getting my wand company started, so how badly do you want a custom-made King Cobra wand in your hands? That's really up to you. How many of these shirts, you know what I'm saying, you buy enough of these shirts, it can become a reality. Get a close-up of it. That's cool looking shit, YouTube. You know you want one. One pot-friendly and one non-pot-friendly shirt, like I always offer. 2 different styles. Same person. Going towards the same cause. Getting that company off the ground. Yeah. I'm chilling out on Facebook Live right now, and I'll upload this video to my desktop so I can copy and paste. Now, the Cobra Craft wand shirts will be available until February 27th. And I want to keep doing this campaign until I make a decent amount of money so I can get this company off the ground. I have enough subscribers on YouTube that I think a lot of people could dig the idea of owning a custom-made King Cobra wand in their own very fingertips while wearing the Cobra Craft Handmade Wands shirts. I think people would be like, yo. You know, so I was designing a logo for my wand company, and a couple of fans reached out to me on Facebook. They're like, I'd buy a shirt if you put the logo on the front of it. I put the logo on the front of the shirt, and I had a little bit of space underneath it. So I'm like, all right, let's add some cool stuff to it, make it look legit, you know. And that turned out very, very nice. YouTube. Right now I have my bike in the shop. It's getting a tube placed in the back tire. The back tire had a bunch of goat heads in it. So that's why if you see my apartment and the bike's not here, don't panic. It's in the shop being fixed. So no worries on that. The bike shop I take it to does a good job on their bikes. I have some of the tobacco that my fans sent me. I mixed it all into one bag with the cherry pipe tobacco they sent me. Put a couple squirts of that Tasty Puff Ghetto Grape. Shake it up, let it dry out. That makes good pipe tobacco, YouTube. Got some cherry grape pipe tobacco. That's, yeah. Hard to gripe about being out of tobacco when you got this. It smells really good. What you do with Tasty Puff is that take your tobacco, put a couple squirts in there, shake it up, let it dry out. Generally speaking, this is for drier tobacco. Like if you had a giant red bag of 4 Aces pipe tobacco and you put like 3 or 4 squirts in there, shook it up, and repeated the process twice, and then let it dry out a bit, it flavors your tobacco. You can flavor your food with it, although I would not recommend it because it tastes nasty. I mean, on certain things it might taste good, I don't know. But, like, save this for flavoring your tobacco, man. Like, you can eat it on food safely. It's safe for food consumption. But the review I did on Facebook, the review I did on YouTube, I'm like, squirting it in my pipe, and I'm like, that's one way to do it. But generally speaking, with Tasty Puff, a couple squirts in the bag, shake it up, let it dry out. It flavors your tobacco, plain and simple. Natural, organic food flavoring. Now I got this cherry grape flavored pipe tobacco that smells amazing. A more in-depth review while I'm showing off my new Teespring merch. YouTubes. I make this video short, sweet, and to the point because I want to keep you know what I'm saying. Anyways, thank you for checking out the badass merchandise that I'm offering on Teespring. And like I said, every t-shirt that you buy is going towards getting my wand company off the ground. So it'll be greatly appreciated on my end, and especially on your end when you're holding a King Cobra made wand. It's all about that marketing. You feel what I'm saying, YouTube? Got you chilling out on my phone here. Now, what if your pipe stem is a little bit loose? How would you tighten it up? Well, there's a trick to it. Make sure that part's unclogged. Tamp it so it creates an even cake. This is a very delicate process. You don't want to break the plastic doing this, but you take your pipe stem and your tamper and your scooper and you push it in there just like that. And you apply just a little bit of heat from your Bic. Rotate it. Do the same thing. And pull it out real quickly. Just like that. Now be careful because your pipes will get really hot doing that, but make sure your pipe stem is unclogged. Now while that vulcanite plastic is still nice and warm, stick it back into your pipe, just like so. Give it a nice push, you know. Don't push on it too hard, but just a nice push and a turn. Oh yeah, that definitely tightened up the stem of my pipe. Now some of these pipes have metal where that piece is at, and the metal, like some of your tobacco pipes are going to be made out of metal right here, like your Dr. Grabos, they'll have the metal piece right here. But for plastic like this, there's a little life hack for making your pipes last longer. A lot of pipe smokers will hate it when your pipe stem gets loose and it's like, God damn it. You end up having to buy a new pipe or go into an online store and sending them your pipe and saying, hey, fix this, you know. And I mean, you saw how fucking easy that was. Now I got this gorgeous billiard that I restained, and look how tight the stem is. It's 10,000 times tighter than it was when I first started this particular video. You don't want to do this too often because you don't want the plastic to wear out, you know what I'm saying? But if your stem gets too loose on your tobacco pipe, you can use heat and friction to, you know, to fix it. Wait, badass fan merch and a tobacco pipe tip? Oh yeah. You don't have to be Daddy Warbucks to smoke a pipe either, that's for damn sure. This is definitely my favorite style of pipe. Billiard, smooth finish, straight stem, fishtail. And I'm very particular about teeth marks, man. You look at my stem, no teeth marks. It's because when you're smoking a pipe, you don't have to chomp down on it, you know. You can just like that, you can sit here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not rocket science, but if you take good care of your pipe, you drastically increase the lifespan of it. A lot of pipe smokers will get pissed, like, because they'll buy a pipe and it'll break, and they're constantly buying new pipes. And, you know, it's one less frustration with the hobby if you're being somewhat more smart about it. And if you're somebody who is a clencher, you know, you clench down on your pipe stem when you're smoking it. They have rubber tips you can put on the tip of your pipe stem so you don't get teeth marks on it, but I don't clench down on it hard enough. I made that mistake once, and once was enough. I bought a Dr. Grabo from Walgreens. It was a little bit smaller than this one, but roughly the same size. And the bowl had these weird swirls in it. It was a cool looking pipe. But I chomped down too hard on the stem, and the mouthpiece on the right here would chip off, and, you know, somebody says, they come over and they go, well, I want to try smoking out of a pipe. So I'll pull out my other tobacco pipe. And I don't mind sharing pipe tobacco, I know how it is, but then people who don't know how to properly handle it would chomp down on it. And this stem right here was so deformed. So I literally took some sandpaper, because the stem right here broke off from people chewing on it like they weren't supposed to, you know. Common courtesy, but anyways, I digress. Easy enough to fix. I took some sandpaper and sanded it smooth. And now I'm a lot more particular about who I let people smoke out of my pipe, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to try it? That's cool, you know. But there's a couple things you need to know. One, okay, you're not eating food, so you don't have to chew on the stem. Don't chew on the stem, you're not eating food. When I tried smoking out of this other pipe of mine, when the stem was all fucked up down here, it was so uncomfortable to clench between my teeth. So I took some sandpaper and I shaped it so it would be more comfortable to smoke out of. And now, it fits very comfortably like it's supposed to. And now, I only let trusted homies smoke out of my tobacco pipes. Now, I've done it too, to be fair, YouTube. Like, I've clenched on them, like I said, on that Dr. Grabo that I bought from Walgreens. It might have been my second or third Dr. Grabo that I was going through. And then, like, that second or third Dr. Grabo, I chewed down on the stem too hard, and it broke on me. Or if the pipe gets hot, and I go to do this number, go to pull it out of my mouth and put it in my pocket, like, oh shit, the bowl's hot. And I drop it, it hits the cement, the bowl breaks. It sucks. It's a part of smoking a pipe, you know. So you replace them. It's part of life, you know. But I've had no complaints from this pipe. I tried to restain it dark green, and the green stain didn't finish. It kind of faded black. And then original kind of almost halfway gone stain. Like, there's parts of it where it's a little bit green, there's parts of the pipe where it's a little bit black, and there's parts of the pipe where it's a little bit brown. So I tried to make the pipe emerald green like the racing green X105 fishtail from Peterson Pipes, which is the same shape as this pipe, mind you. The stain didn't last, and it made the pipe camel colored, which is kind of cool, I guess. I'm not gonna lie. It was unintentional, mind you, but as the pipe would heat up, the stain that I tried to use, the spray paint I tried to use for it, didn't stick to it. I took paper towels, I'd stuff them in the bowl, stuff it in here where the stem connects, and just sand the wood smooth, cover it in paint, let it dry, you know. But as the bowl would heat up from smoking out of it, spray paint's not ideal for staining tobacco pipes. I should have gotten tobacco pipe stain. I'm sure there would have been a paint that I could have used that would have been less sticky when it heated up, like a heat-resistant sort of paint. But I'm not griping about the stain. This actually looks kind of cool. Unconsciously made a camel-colored billiard. Yeah. That's off topic, though. Because a lot of pipe smokers, they hate it when their stem gets loose. Legitly, and if your stem's got plastic where it connects, there's a way you can do it. If you widen the stem with like a piece of metal and you heat it up, and don't apply too much heat, it makes the plastic expand. And then if you use the heat of that and let it cool off a bit before you stick it back into your pipe, you can usually tighten it up. But the plastic on this stem is good quality plastic. I bought this tobacco pipe from the Ash Cigar store a hot minute ago, and I restained it. And this has been a good pipe. This has been a reliable, good pipe. I tend to think people have a certain type of pipe that they're into. They're in for the look of it. Sometimes by fate, the pipe doesn't just get chosen by the smoker. It also chooses the person it's with. You know what I'm saying? Because you could buy a pipe and it'll last about 2-3 weeks, and then it breaks on you, and you're like, fuck. Now you're buying another pipe, and then the same thing happens. It's like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, you buy one pipe, and then it's a quality pipe. You luck out on the drawing. Sometimes you'll get a shitty pipe, it happens, but then you luck out and get a quality pipe. And I've done the same treatment for the stem on this pipe. I've used heat to fix it so the stem's tight on this pipe as well. I've tightened the stem on this other pipe and then also reshaped the stem to be a more comfortable smoke. And, yeah, I've gained some mild experience repairing tobacco pipes. I'm not exactly a tobacco pipe craftsman, mind you, but the best experience I've gained fixing tobacco pipes is, in fact, fixing my own. That's really how anyone gets experience in anything, is doing it for themselves and saying, how can I do this, this, and this? They made the Peterson Racing Green X105 fishtail pipes. Were made in 2010, about 9 years ago, and they're shaped just like this, but the bowl is a stunning, rich emerald green, and it's like, oh, dude, and the stem's a sterling, shiny black. I had a pretty sweet little Peterson pipe that I bought a while back, and I was smoking it in cold weather, and the bowl was a lot tinier than this one, and I accidentally dropped it in cold weather, and when it hit the cement, the stem hit the ground, and the stem broke off with the stem still attached. This little plastic piece right here, YouTube and Facebook, was broke off into the pipe itself, but the piece right here broke off completely from the pipe. I was like, dude, that is some weak horse shit. I was having the worst luck with pipes, and I bought this one, and luck changes, doesn't it? It's classic billiard shape right here, y'all. It's a bit longer video. It's not just short, sweet, to the point on YouTube, but a nice tobacco pipe tip / informative video, you could say. It's a business venture that my fans could help me make a reality. All they gotta do is buy the shit out of these KOBRAJFS wand t-shirts. You buy the shit out of them, and it can become a reality. You could legitimately be holding handmade wands in your hand. And that's the bigger picture you gotta think about. You feel what I'm saying, YouTube? It don't take no goddamn rocket scientist. I designed a kick-ass logo for my wand company. A couple of fans say I'd buy a shirt if you put that on the front. Okay, check this out. Boom. And that tasty puff makes it pretty moist, or a lot moister than it already is. So I might have to open this bag of pot tobacco up. Just like that, and let it dry on my desk with the bag open. Let it naturally dry in the air. It'll create better smoke. It'll light better, at least. I'm not going to let it dry out too bad, but dry enough to make it easier to smoke on. But if I let it dry out, it's not going to lose that grape flavor that'll attach itself to the leaf inside this delicious bag right here. So, mixing tobacco, over the years I've learned a thing or two about crafting some tasty blends. This one time on pipesandcigars.com, when pipesandcigars.com had the create your own blend, I ordered a mixture of 4 different pipe tobaccos, 4 ounces of cherry, 4 ounces of black Cavendish, 4 ounces of peach, and 4 ounces of chocolate flavored pipe tobaccos. Not only was it strong, but it was sweet, it smelled good, and it was by far the best pipe tobacco I've ever smoked. And then pipesandcigars.com quit doing the custom create your own blend, and I'm like, well, ain't that a bitch? I got a pretty good deal on this huge ass bag of creating your own tobacco, and lo and behold, they quit doing it. That custom blend I created smelled so fucking good. It tasted amazing too. But yeah, I went and hung out with Steve after. I went to Albertsons to pick up a lighter and a couple of cigars and some caffeine. Albertsons was very helpful with their customer service, as always. Very professional. And then I chit-chatted with Steve for a bit, and then I went and hung out with some friends of mine to watch the Super Bowl. Seeing the Falcons get sweet revenge through the Eagles was pretty sweet. Although, to be fair, the Patriots and the Eagles played a damn good game. That was definitely an intense game, very close. Although I'm a fan of the Falcons, I'm very grateful they made it to the Super Bowl last year. Although the Falcons lost by 4 points last year during the Super Bowl, of all the irony in the world. Call it a Pipe Thoughts video because I'm discussing more than one topic, not just the awesome fan merch, but, you know, pro tips on keeping your pipe lasting a lot longer. And the reason why I say be careful when you're applying heat to fix the tightness on your stem is because cheaper pipes tend to break easier doing that, so, yeah. There we go. I should unclog this sexy bastard right here. Don't get me wrong, I love both the pipes in my collection equally, but I've had the other one a lot longer than this one. But there are some pipe smokers who'll have a collection of pipes, and there are some who have like 2 or 3 or 4 good solid pipes, and you know, I'm content with the 2 that I have right now. They chill at my ashtray next to my computer, you know. I'm not particular with tobacco I smoke out of them. I smoke many different kinds of tobacco through my pipe. There are some pipe smokers who are like, oh, this pipe is for this blend. And that's how you enjoy your hobby. That's how you enjoy your hobby. There's no written rules about it. And now here's something that's going to be controversial. There are some people YouTube who think pornography is bad because they think the brain can't distinguish real pussy from internet pussy. And that's a fair argument to make. But here's the thing. In certain settings, if it's done in moderation, you're watching it, you know, it can be therapeutic. You know, if it had sex in a month or whatever, a couple months or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, you want to see a naked chick without dealing with all the drama and bullshit. You want to touch yourself to that, ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're not advertising it to minors and you're being discreet and responsible about it, you know, you're fine. But you look at the lesser of the two. If somebody has a high sex drive, would you rather than rape somebody or watch porn obsessively? That's an extreme way to look at it, YouTube, but it makes you think, and Facebook, you know what I'm saying? And I tend to think that, you know, if the person has a high sex drive, I'd much rather than watch porn excessively than actually go out and do the horrible things, you know what I'm saying? Like, love is like a fart. You shouldn't force it. It stinks and assholes are involved. That's the fucking truth of it, YouTube. As it is that time of year. Now, if you're single on Valentine's Day, YouTube, don't trip out about it, because we all die alone anyways. So it doesn't matter if you find somebody or not. Feel sorry for the schmucks who are in miserable relationships. Remember, YouTube, it is better to be single than it is to be in an unhappy relationship. That's a good pipe thought right there. That's wisdom, you know. A lot of people are in such a rush to find companionship because they're afraid to be alone. And they end up in unhappy relationships because of it. And that just makes people miserable. Food for thought, YouTube. Smoking some tasty puff sprayed cherry pipe tobacco. Creating some Rockin' Fan merch. Trying to get a custom wine company off the ground from scratch. Gotta dream big or go home. That's the way I look at it. Unclog it a bit. Anyways, this is KINGCOBRAJFS back at you with a fresh brand new video. Thank you for taking the time to view my brand new awesome fan merch. And I almost dropped the phone, but I caught it like a boss. The more t-shirts you buy, the quicker the company starts. Thanks for watching. Catch you all later.